this past week. So of course we have SiR dropped his album Heavy.
Right.
And a lot of people made connections between this album and Jean Deaux's album. Well, not
Heavy.
her most recent EP, but she
The
has
last
a
one.
project before this called Heavy as well.
Right. With similar artwork.
The cover is very, very similar.
Yeah, it's like full body, red background, red light on them.
Very, very similar. So she shared her like 2 cents on it and how like apparently her and SiR, Jean Deaux and SiR have spoken about it and how he was supposed to. So she said, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't gonna say anything for real, but I feel a way about this. Originally, when his cover dropped, people kept tagging me and SiR eventually hit me. Singing my praises. He loved the Heavy EP and saying he was furious that his team missed this. It was his photographer's direction. Even offered me a tour because of how it looked. I asked him to say all the things he said to me publicly, and he said he would work on a formal statement and do it the right way, quote unquote. And then he posted.
She's talking about SiR when she said that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then posted my project on his story with 4 words and never even followed up about tour. I told him the public statement meant more to me, but he didn't even try to put half the effort. He did privately into what he said publicly. Him throwing it in an interview also feels disingenuous. So the interview that she's talking about is...
SiR was in the interview when you brought it up.
Yeah, SiR was interviewed by Billboard, where he mentions the similarities. Let's see, where is that?
Yeah, he said there's another album that he had just learned about recently.
So the question was, you've previously noted some similarities between Heavy and Kendrick Lamar's Morale and the Big Steppers because both albums focused on mental health and personal growth. Were there any specific moments on that album that inspired you? What other albums did you look to, if there were any at all, to prepare to take yourself into that headspace? And he said, SiR's response to this question was, you know what's crazy? There's another album that I just learned about recently, Heavy by Jean Deaux, and didn't know it existed. But the similarities, her cover and everything looked exactly like mine. You know what I mean? I say all that to say I feel like with creatives, there's a pool of creativity that we all pull from, and sometimes we pull from the same ideas and have the same thoughts coming from the same place.
The exact same thing, though?
So,
you know, like there's a difference between
the cover,
inspiration and plagiarism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so for him to say that he had no idea,
the covers look the exact alike.
For him to say that he had no idea, but he had already acknowledged to her that obviously that he liked the project.
Like who you on?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And I think that's the part where she feels is disingenuous.
Yeah, and I could see that because you're saying something different publicly than you are privately. Yeah. To me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they look similar to me though. But exactly I will say that I feel like labels be stealing stuff. They steal beats. I don't know why they steal songs.
Like what worked.
Why wouldn't they steal artwork?
Yeah.
You know, if they see, and I'm not even going to say that she's like a lower tier artist. I just think that she just doesn't have as much recognition as SiR, but she's signed to Empire. She's dropping stuff through Empire, so she has a nice label.
Fire, yeah.
Yeah, and her music is great. So I think, you know, people do, because labels do. I've had beats stolen from me before I knew that I need to put my name on stuff and not send it out. But they steal stuff. They might have saw, it didn't get as many listens and views as we know SiR's album will do. So how many people really will say something? But when you got true loyal fans, you got your true 10,000, they gonna show up for you.
Shout out to JD and all the supporters that she has. That's that was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Weird.
Yeah. Both albums, I mean, both covers are fire, but the same name, the same artwork, the same color. That's not a coincidence.
That's not.
3.
That's not. It's not a coincidence. But I'm proud of her for like acknowledging it and speaking her truth about it. Because I mean, there are people who probably wouldn't have been that bold, like to put a voice to like what she's been feeling, and I feel like she did it in a really respectful, like, but to the point.
Yeah.
Stop fucking playing with me.
Yeah, it wasn't, I don't think that was like disrespectful at all. Yeah. I think that's a good way, that's a perfect way to use your social media when you have a grievance with somebody. Like, don't come at them like extra crazy, but just, you know, be honest and upfront about it.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, but have a filter about it.
And I also feel like she might have done one of those, because I do this all the time where I type out how I really feel and then gotta
go back.
delete.
Yeah. Sometimes
As
you
per
just
my
can't.
last email.
Sometimes you gotta type up 3 drafts, and that's okay. A rough draft sometimes is needed.
R&B only.